Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Wednesday, May 21st, 2014. Well, nothing really on the news front yesterday to review. Today we have FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. That's going to be a biggie, and we'll see if there's going to be further reduction in QE2. I sort of doubt it right now, but there could be, because actually they were going to stop it if unemployment got below a certain percentage, and I believe it's below that now. Okay, and then petroleum status report at 10:30 this morning, and we'll take a little bit of a closer look at oil. Let's take a look at what's going on across the ponds. Oops, there's that little right mouse click again. Okay, over in Asia, we are mixed to almost flat. Nothing really exciting over there on a percent change. And in Europe, we are mixed there as well. A tad bit more bearish than bullish. Alright, that's enough with that. Let's take a look at the futures here in the U.S. We're looking like as though we might gap up a tad this morning after a rough day yesterday. And gold is down to $12.93, not helping my GLD covered call here at all. Oil, though, is up to 103.15, and we are going to take a look at the futures chart on oil. Let's switch over to a weekly. So what we see here is in August of last year, and I didn't really notice, believe it or not. I mean, I've been doing these videos for quite a while. I guess I wasn't at that time looking at oil. We were actually hit $112.24 a barrel for oil. Now, I was a bit preoccupied at this time last year with, building a house and everything else, and all the trips back and forth and trying to sell the house that I had, and I was kind of crazy, so I probably was not really paying too much attention to this. But seeing oil right now at 103 and just bouncing along this upward bending moving average here makes me a little bit concerned that oil as a commodity may be going through another bull run here. And I don't like that, because it's not really good for the economies around the world when oil peaks up and if it stays up there. Man, I can remember when it was $25 or $30 a barrel, and that wasn't really all that long ago. I believe it was probably around 2000, 2001, if we had we could bring up an older chart, I suppose, where oil hit $100 a barrel, and that was a big deal. And now it just never really gets very much below that. But that's the way things are, inflation is part of life, I guess. Anyway, enough rambling about oil. Let's take a look at quickly what happened yesterday. Alright, I bailed on SPX. I think I had a bull put on that. Let's go back to a daily here. Yes, I did, and I got out of it, not liking the way it was heading. So now it's a decision on whether or not we want to do a bear call on this with a 20 delta. So the problem with this one was I had to get a price so close to it because I wasn't watching my expiration. If I would have had an expiration maybe out here, I could be sitting possibly at a level down here about maybe 1855 or so, and it would be still kind of safe looking at the possible gap up this morning. So that was my dumb mistake, and that's probably about a $180 mistake or somewhere around there, I think, on that. Maybe more. But I did enter bear calls on RUT, NDX, and those are 20 deltas and a 50 delta on Visa, and we'll take a look at those as we go through the A+ list. Bring up our Analyze tab and Risk Profile, and let's get started. Leadoff hitter is Apple, and we are looking for a move down to our target, so we have a while to wait for that. Amazon, nothing live there. We are in setup territory here. So noted. Boeing. We're in Boeing. Didn't have a very good move yesterday, but we have a little bit of time for this one. So we are not going to panic at this time, even though we got a double red here. Thinking that you just need to give this just a little bit more time for it to hook back up again, which it should do if we're to believe in the cycles, although we had a failure here. And I had a couple of little choppy incidences in here. This one doesn't look too promising, but we were in a downtrend at that time. So now we're in a slight uptrend, which is part of the reason why we picked a 20 delta on this one. So we're just going to wait and see. IV percentile is very low, so I'm figuring that there's not a lot of implied volatility with Boeing at the moment, and that is usually a bullish sign. Though this is not part of my rules over here. Like somebody asked me, why, how do you use that? Well, I don't usually use it. If I'm looking for reasons to violate rules, like here, I don't really have exit rules for the 20 deltas. I usually like to let them ride a little bit. Let them work themselves out over time. Okay, on Baidu, nothing live, and they weren't on a list yesterday. Were they on a list? They haven't been on a list for quite a while. Really did not have them. It's in a downtrend here, and I'm not real excited about this particular spot right here. So I'm just, as soon as I can get this up here, I might consider a 20 delta or maybe even a 50 delta here. Today they've already marked something here. Looks pretty flat to me, so that's why would stick with a 20 delta on Baidu. So that's a setup for a 20 delta. Okay, Celgene. Looking for a 20 delta up here. Chipotle. We missed it. So we had a violation there. Could do a 20 delta here because we never really got up to 70 before it hooked back down. But I'll just wait. I could get rid of the target. Oh, did I not mark this one? I have Costco. May 5 at 118. Oh, okay, we're up here. That's why I marked it. We're just waiting for that one to work itself out a little bit. CVX, we are in. We are close to max here. Let's see. Max is 200. We're at 105, so we're 50%. And how is it looking chart-wise? Let's see here. It's moving in our direction, so we can probably pull a little bit more out of this. I think it has more potential for profit. at this time. We have a little bit double green here, but that's not for a 20 delta. That's not a reason to exit. So we'll wait on that. DIA. Let's see how the Dow did not have a good day yesterday. Let's take a look at a weekly on that. Okay, yeah, it's having a little trouble here at the top. It's a little top heavy. We'll see how that works out. I can't really predict anything. We may have a slight gap up today, but we may have a continuation. We may have a trend change. We definitely had a failure here. Interesting, that's all I can say. I really can't draw any conclusions from that at all. EOG, we were looking for an entry yesterday. We did not get it. We got one more day. Remember, we wait 3 days, so we got one more day on that. Starting to get a little bit long in the tooth here, though, I think. FedEx. Okay, this must have been alertable or something, wasn't it? I didn't put an alert on this. Let me see if yeah, I did have an alert on it. Alert triggered, and then it died on us. Apparently, I don't remember this alert going off though. But it failed, so no longer valid. Didn't give us an entry. The price did move above the previous day, but quickly pulled back right at the open, and then so that rules kept us out. Remember, do not trade before 10 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock it was actually below and just continued downward. It was below the close from the previous day at 10 o'clock, opened up here, and here was the close from yesterday. So it kept us out. Oh, thank you. Okay, F5 Networks. We're in a downtrend. This, I don't know, it could be, I guess you could call this maybe a 20 delta trade just because we didn't get down here. So I'm going to look at that today as a 20 delta for a bear call. Well, okay, I'll put a yellow target up here just so we know for tomorrow, if nothing works out, that we were looking at this for a 20 delta. We need the hook down on a stochastic. Gold, you're killing me, man. Might it move up? I don't know. I'm not trading this even on a 20 delta basis. I will put it in the list though, because it is a pretty good 20 delta candidate, at least right now on the bull put side. Well, maybe I will trade it. Don't be surprised if I jump in on this tomorrow. If you see tomorrow that I jumped in on it today. Google, okay, we're looking good here. We have a setup on Google. Alright, moving right along, LinkedIn. We still have a setup on LinkedIn. We have confirmation on the MACD, but we don't have the trigger, did not go off on the setup here for the stochastic. So it's still in setup mode, it is not in alert mode. Okay, and 3M we're in. And we're not getting any data here. Ooh, didn't have a good day yesterday, did it? I did not look in the afternoon at it. I should have exited this yesterday. Not sure exactly. 168. Looks like we're It's telling us we're at max loss, but there's no, I don't know, there's no data coming in here. So that's kind of weird. That has happened previously in the past. NDX, well, let's take a look at a chart on 3M and see what, yes, there should have been an exit here. I have to take a look at them this morning and see what might be going on there. So I'll make a note of that for myself. NDX, we're in on that with a 20 delta. I do believe that yesterday, that in the morning or whenever that was when I got in on this, that we had, let's take a look here, we can tell right quick, about 3:30, honestly. Wow, I got in late in the afternoon on that. And I had a hook down, maybe not. But anyway, we're in it with a bear call, and this was a 20 delta. Netflix, we have nothing there, and they're actually taking off this morning. So I believe we probably are going to be having a trend reversal coming up here very soon on Netflix. Priceline. Alright, we are still we're in setup mode on Priceline, and it's looking actually kind of powerful, to tell you the truth. It's moving nicely counter to the market too, which I kind of like that. So this is going in on our setups for today. And remember, Wednesday is my favorite day to trade. Russell, we're in on Russell with a 20 delta. We're just going to let that ride for a while. SPX, we got out of that yesterday. Maybe it may end up being not a good decision, but this expiration for this Friday was the bad decision on that. So I'm just going to get rid of all drawings. But forget about this dumb mistake that I made. Make sure you watch your expiration dates when you're switching between 50 and 20 deltas. That's all I can say. So, well, wait a minute. Is there anything going on today? Yeah, it'll be kind of chasing if we flipped on SPX. So we're just going to wait. We're in Russell and NDX, which are a little bit stronger. TLT, of course, we have several things going on with TLT. We're still looking for entry here on a 20 delta. So it's going on our list again for today. We're getting down there. Tesla. A little shaky. Nothing good going on with Tesla for an entry. Union Pacific. We have target set down here, waiting for it to come down to our target. And Visa, we are in Visa with a 50 delta. We got in yesterday. So that's the way we're looking with that one. So our target actually only took like 2 days for our target to trigger. So here it is right there. Bingo. Okay, so that's the last one on our list. That is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and above all, happy trading.